morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. We're here doing class on Instagram today, just keeping things warm and cozy and inside and dry. So, nothing out of the ordinary when it comes to what's expected of you, and that is absolutely nothing from me. You have to set your own expectations for your practice and remember to be realistic about what your body needs, what your body wants, and sometimes just what feels right. Don't worry about what you think you should do. Just trust your instincts and make sure that you take time to slow down whenever you need to. Take those breaks when you want them. Always okay to just simply slow down and find your breath. That's the number one piece of the puzzle. When I talk to people who are like, I can't do yoga, it's just too hard, I always ask them, are you breathing, right? Do you know how to breathe? Because that's the backbone of the practice. And so we're going to start off this morning with just a really simple little breathing technique to draw us in, and then we'll start moving from there and get through a pretty big flow today. We will be moving around quite a bit and see some bigger poses, and just do what you want to do. Skip the things that don't work or try a different modification if something is within reach but you just need to change the way that you're doing it a little bit. Go for it. I encourage you to find out those things about your practice whenever possible and enjoy yourself. So find a comfortable place to start. Just a simple seated posture will work. Always when you're doing breath work, it's usually best to be seated just because this is the best possible anatomical shape for your body to work. Let your eyes close. Let your hands just relax. Let's bring the palms out, face down on knees, just to draw the energy inward. And then take a couple of natural breaths here, just simply noticing the rhythm, the pace of your own breath. Without feeling like you need to change anything or fix anything. There's nothing wrong or right about the way that you're breathing here. Start to draw some length into your spine and encourage yourself to sit up a little taller. Relax the sides of the neck and down through the jaw. If your teeth are clenched, oftentimes we don't notice that we're pushing our tongue into the roof of our mouth. Just try to let those unintentional places of tension start to soften up. And turn up the corners of your mouth into a content smile, and then start to turn up the sound of your breathing. So think about how you're going to make a little bit deeper sounding breath. Oftentimes you'll hear teachers try to give these really in-depth, complicated descriptions of how to find Ujjayi pranayama, right? This is the yoga breath that we use in almost every movement-based practice. And I find that if you just say, give your breath some sound, people will do it naturally. They'll start to feel a little bit of constriction in the back of the throat and the nostrils. You'll feel the slowing of the breath coming in. You feel it at the back of the throat here. And all the way back out through the nose. Keep yourself focused here on smooth, steady rhythm. Try to make your breath sound as much the same on the way in as it does on the way out, so that perhaps if I was sitting somewhere near you, I wouldn't necessarily know if you were inhaling or exhaling. Good, and now notice if you feel like you're moving this breath really just in your lungs. And if that's the case, I'm going to ask you to just start breathing a little bit deeper. See if you can bring your inhale past your lungs and down until you feel your belly move. And it's always okay to bring one hand up. Just place it right there at your sternum, just below your rib cage, or where your ribs come together rather. You might be able to feel the rib cage with the fingers and the palm of the hand, and the top of your belly will start to move in and out. I'm just going to slowly move us into a breath practice called square breathing. And to get to a square breath, we have to practice something else called Antara Mbaya Kumbhaka. This is holding a little bit in between the breath in and the breath out. So on your next inhale, just start with me. We'll use the number 4. So we're going to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just breathe right back out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more like that. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now listen. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale completely. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay empty for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Pull the navel tight. 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay empty. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now on your own a few more times, and you can take that number up or down to a pace that feels comfortable for you. Couple more on your own, and I want you to really notice what you feel in that space where there's no breath moving in or out. Can you engage your bandhas and hold that prana in tight? So this is a really good way to teach yourself how to use your diaphragm, how to find that diaphragmatic deeper breathing. Let's go one more round, and if you can, try to bump your number up a little bit. relax completely during that hold. Exhale. Stay empty. And then breathe in when you're ready. Let your eyes open up and just let a natural breath come back to you. So really simple breathing practice, right? This is one that they'll often give when people have the hiccups, because it just brings the control back to your breathing. Reminds you that you are in control. And when you get the hiccups, your body just gets, that diaphragmatic breathing gets thrown off a little bit, right? And so it's trying to correct itself, and oftentimes we work a little too hard, but just remembering that you can control that breath. And it's also one of the simplest ways. You notice how already you just feel like, okay, I'm here. I'm on my mat and I'm ready to practice. It helps you let go of some distractions from the world around you and brings your attention inward. So keep that attention and focus on your body, and then come around and meet me on all fours. Good. We'll sink back into child's pose, stretch out the spine, check in, and see how your hips and your low back are feeling this morning. Lift up and swing both hands around to the right. And if you feel like you need to take your knees wider in order to make that comfortably happen, go for it. Walk the hands as far to the right as you can, and then maybe stack your left palm on top if you need a little bit more stretch there along the left side of your rib cage, up and underneath your armpit, and all the way down the left side of your body. Tailbone and hips stay heavy. And we'll lift up and walk it around, other side. Hands go as far to the left as it's comfortable for you. Drop in. Forehead comes right down between your forearms. Right palm can stack on top if you wish. Let's breathe right there. 3. 2. And 1. Come on back to center. And one last exhale here. And then we'll rise up back onto the hands and knees. And set yourself up into a standard tabletop, so that the shoulders are stacked over the wrists, hip bones over the kneecaps. And then we're going to take it in to a little bit of spinal balance work to get things going and start heating up the body. So let's begin with the right hand reaching forward. When you're ready, just take a nice big stretch out like you're reaching toward me. Good. Send your left leg, opposite leg back, and then keep lifting your right thumb and your left heel as high as you can until your low back really comes to life. I'm going to feel the left side glutes. A little heat starting to build in your right shoulder, and just hold that for 5. 4, now draw your belly button tight up to your spine. 3, 2, and 1. Elbow and the knee come together underneath. Quick tap and a squeeze here. Inhale, we'll reach back up and come all the way around, big circle, and see if you can find your left foot. If you can't, it's okay. Just reach that arm back, turn your palm out, and open your shoulder. If you can find your foot, take a little kick into your hand, look to the right. That kick will bring deeper stretch into the right shoulder here. And we'll feel the quads start to lengthen out. Keep drawing the low belly up and in. 2, and 1. Now listen close. We're going to reach forward and swing the left leg all the way out to the side. So my left leg is now straight out from my hip, and you're just going to sink your hips back. Good. And breathe right here. If you feel pretty good about where you're at, just sinking back, you can hold this, stretch both hands forward if you want, or you can take your right arm, which is opposite of that left leg, slide it underneath of here and thread your needle a little bit. Turning that into a twist. Left arm can tuck all the way around behind your back if you want. Using your bandhas here to keep from tipping over. 3, 2, and 1. Unwind your left arm from behind your back. Your right arm from underneath of you. Both hands come in, and then just back to the hands and knees. 3 cat-cows between sides. Let's start with cow. Drop the belly, inhale, gaze up, tailbone lifts. Exhale, round all the way through. Cat stretch, draw the navel in, chin to the chest. Again, drop the belly, inhale, look up. Exhale, push through the hands. One more time. Drop the belly, inhale, gaze up. Exhale, round out through your cat. Good. And then you can find a neutral spine pretty easy because you just took the 2 extremes, right? So find the one that's right in the middle. It's a nice flat back. Lengthen from the top of your head to your tailbone and send your left arm forward as an extension of that length. We'll add the right leg back as well and lift, lift, lift. Good. Drawing in behind and below the navel. Bring the thumb and the heel a little bit higher. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Elbow and the knee come underneath for a quick tap. Inhale, we reach back up all the way around. Find that right foot if it's back there. If it's not, just turn your palm open and look up and slightly to the left. Keep breathing. Lower abdominals working. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to release. Swing the right leg out to the side. Sink the hips back. Left hand, right hand, reach forward, and if that feels good, stay there. I know you can't maybe see them, but I'm trying to turn my right toe straight forward and push down through the knife edge or the pinky edge of my right foot there, just to intensify a little bit more hamstrings. If you want, you can thread the needle. Left arm comes under. Drop your left ear, relax your cheekbone. Right hand stays stretched forward, or perhaps you tuck it around behind. Keep working that shoulder up and open. 3, 2, 1. Slowly, right hand releases. Left hand releases. Both knees on the mat. And drop the belly, inhale. Exhale, round out, cat stretch. Inhale. And exhale again. One more time, belly drops, inhale. Exhale through cat, listen close. Tuck your toes at the bottom of that cat stretch and exhale. You'll lift your hips, take it back to your first downward facing dog. Pedal through your feet. And do all your favorite down dog adjustments here for the next few movements. You're on your own. Try to make sense of what you're doing with your breath. So stay connected to your inhales and exhales. And we're going to turn this all into a big salutation this morning. So we'll start at the top of the mat. When you're ready, step, hop, or walk. Take it up and inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Don't be afraid to bend your knees. Good. Let's move right into Utkatasana instead of standing all the way up. We'll use fierce pose this morning just to help us build a little more heat. So hips drop down and back. Fingertips are reaching up, or maybe the palms even pressing together, sort of Ashtanga style here today to really fire up the arms. Lift your bottom ribs up off of the top of your thighs. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Listen close. You're going to dive down, hands hit the ground, forward fold and lift your left leg up behind you. Just a little standing split for a moment or 2. 3, 2, 1. Set both feet back side by side and inhale, half lift. Fold again on the exhale. Knees bend, Utkatasana, arms come up. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, sink deeper. 1, hands down. Inhale, lengthen, pick up your right foot. Send it behind you. Exhale, fold deeper into a standing split over the left. 3, 2, 1. Feet side by side. Inhale, half lift. Here comes Chaturanga. On the exhale, step walk or hop the feet back and lower through. Elbows tight right there along the ribs. Up dog or cobra. Back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, drop to your knees. Right hand, left foot, reach. 1 big breath. Kick up as high as you can. Exhale underneath, elbow and the knee come together. All the way back out and circle around. Find your foot behind you. Take a deep breath. Look up over your right shoulder. And release. Right hand out front. Left leg stretches. Sneak that left arm under and thread your needle. Push your hips back. Slowly unwind through center. Draw everything back in. On the knees, let the belly drop. Inhale, move the gaze up. Just 1 time now. Exhale, round through your back. Tuck your toes from cat. Back to downward facing dog. Gaze forward from down dog. We're just picking up the pace now. Moving with the breath. Step, walk, or hop. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. This part will go a little quicker now too. Utkatasana, arms up. Exhale, as you dive down, hands hit the ground. Kick that left foot back right away. So we're just smoothing out that movement a little bit. Feet side by side again. Inhale, knees bend. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands down. Kick your right foot back, standing split. Again, feet together. 1 more time. Knees bend, reach up, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, or maybe you want to plant your hands, put your knees on the backs of your arms. Try your first crow pose of the morning if you want it, and step, walk, or shoot back. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Shift forward to hands and knees. Left hand, right foot. Reach out. Inhale, lift up high. Fire up those low back muscles. Exhale, pull, squeeze, lift your navel up and in. Inhale, take it out. All the way around, capture your foot. Go ahead, kick up, open up, look over the shoulder, and then release. Swing your left hand out front. Go ahead, just long enough to sink back. Stretch both hands, and then we'll thread it through. Slowly unwind. Both hands and knees to the mat. Inhale. Gaze goes up through cow. Exhale. Back to down dog. Once again, step, walk, or hop to the top and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Knees bend. Utkatasana, arms come up. All right, this time on your exhale, you can go hands down, standing split again. So that would be hands on the mat, left leg back. Or maybe you just want to go hands back, left leg back, chest up, warrior 3. Another option would be hands down, handstand, or handstand prep. If you want to take a couple hops, it's up to you. Do what you do, don't do what you don't do, and then you release, feet side by side. Squat back into that deep, fierce pose. Arms come up. Through heart center, hands down, right foot back. Or right side, kicks back to warrior three. Again, you've got the opportunity to hop off that bottom foot a couple times. Either way, on the next exhale, feet together once more. Knees bend, arms up. Hands through heart center, plant them down. Step, walk, or hop, or Bakasana, Kakasana, crane or crow. Feet come up, keep the gaze slightly forward. Shoot back, Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Once more, to the knees. Good. Okay, back to right hand, left foot. Just making a little adjustment there. Reach out, inhale, lift as high as you can. Exhale, pull and squeeze. Let's do 3 of these now. That we're warmed up, we'll take advantage. 2, 1, all the way up and around. Find your foot, take a little kick. Lift your heart, breathe in. Release, right hand forward, left leg out. Stretch both hands out as you sink the hips back. And this time, don't thread the needle, just drop your chest down. Kind of like that same feeling of child's pose or downward facing puppy. Take some release for a moment, quick little breather. We're going to draw ourselves right back up to both palms. Listen close. Lift that leg up. You didn't think we were getting out of that completely, right? Lift it up to the side and just hold it. 3, 2. Now curl your heel in towards your glute and kick right back out. 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sneaking in a little booty work here. 5 more. There's 4. Hamstring curl, pull it in. 3, 2, and 1. Lift that knee up a little higher. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Keep breathing. Kick straight back and pull the knee up, just like that. Kick back, my toes are still pointed out to the left and I'm pulling up now toward the shoulder. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull the knee up. We're only doing this once, you guys. Here we go. Last 10 right here. Now we're just going to clamshell. Pull down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, you can. 7. Here's the last. 3, 2. Try to even out the weight in the palms of your hands. 1. Okay, both knees down. Now we'll take a full child's pose break. Whew. You stay right there. I'm going to grab my towel. Alrighty. Give yourself a moment to reconnect to your breathing, right? Whew. Once we're moving a little bit quicker and into some deeper, more intense postures and movements, that's when we start to lose the breath. So find it again. We got to get through this sequence on the other side. And then we'll build a second little flow today to wrap things up. So come on up, hands and knees. Find your cat-cow sequence one time through. Dropping the belly, inhale, rounding through on the exhale. Hips go up nice and high, downward facing dog. Step, walk, or hop. We end up back at the top to lengthen and fold. Utkatasana. Palms up. All right, hands down. You've got lots of choices here. Warrior 3, maybe you want to go half moon or dive down again into your standing split. Always that option. There we go, start getting warmed up. Took a foot off the mat there. See how it feels? Been a long time since I've done any handstands. Woo-wee. Once we get back in the studio, have a little bit more space next week, we'll start working some of those big inversions again. Take it up, inhale. Exhale, hands come down, right foot goes back. Any number of things available to you here. Whatever's on your mind, work through it a little bit. We meet with both feet side by side once more. Knees bent. Deepest Utkatasana of the day. Get down there. Drop your hips a little bit lower, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. And then hands down. Give it a whirl. Take a look forward. Even if you don't lift up here, hands stay planted. You might have to walk them a step forward. As you come up off your heels, shoot your knees towards your armpits. So don't aim so low. A lot of times we aim too low for the elbow and you're gonna slip right off. Aim for the backs of your arms or high up into your armpits. And then just lean. Notice as you lean forward, now how much core strength are you gonna have to rely on in order to be able to pick up those feet? A lot. It's more about your core than your arms, right? So, even if you don't pick up, just engage through the belly. If the feet do come up, shoot them back or step if you'd like. Inhale and exhale back. We drop to the knees. Here's our last deep sequence. And then we'll soften up the second part of this flow a tad today. All right, left hand, right foot when you're ready. Reach out, inhale. 3 times on the exhale, pull and squeeze with me. 1, elbow and the knee coming together. 2, 3, inhale up and all the way around. Find your foot back there, take a look to your left and open your heart. Pull your navel up and in. Release. Left hand swings forward, right foot swings out, and then both hands are just gonna walk. Stretch out your booty because you know what's coming next now, right? A little bit of work. So this is your opportunity to take a quick breather. And then work your way up to your hands. Right leg is just gonna lift straight up and out to the side. Now it's 30 movements all together with 10s, 3 different times through, right? And you remember how we started right here. Go ahead, holding for 5, 4, try not to lean so far to the left. 3, 2, now curl in, kick out straight to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you need a break and do half as many, that's okay. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold that knee up. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't give up. 3, 2. Now we're going to kick back. Toes are still pointed out to the right. Pull the knee up. Good. 2, 3. Pull that knee up towards your shoulder. 4, 5, 6. Don't stop breathing just because you're working hard. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pull it up, hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't give up. 3, 2, here we go. Up and down. Right here. 2. Squeeze as you pull your knees together. 3. So the lift is kind of the release, and then we're working on the pull in. 4, 5, 6, keep breathing. 7, take your gaze down if you need to, just relax your neck. 8, 9, last one. 10. Knees on the mat, push back. And let's flip the hands over here. Just stretch your wrists a little bit as well. Or you can slide them all the way back alongside your shins or your feet. Get out of your shoulders completely. Take a moment to reconnect. Reset your switches. Remember how we found the breath earlier. Maybe just take your next inhale a little bit deeper past your lungs and into your belly. Hold it for a moment. And then let it out. All right. When you are ready, slowly come on up. Good. This last little flow is a quick one. And then we'll stretch it out and call it a day after that. So meet me back in downward facing dog, and we'll start from here. Right leg lifts when you are ready to move. Always that option to open your hip for a second, do something else that feels good, or you can just leave the hips square. Maybe you don't lift your legs so high, just kick right on back behind you. Any version of three-legged down dog. And then slowly on your next breath out, we're gonna step through and find a lunge. So plant your right foot there. Coming all the way to a high lunge this morning. If you'd rather that be low, that's up to you. Do what works. Otherwise, meet me right up here. High lunge, Anjaneyasana. There we go. Everything reaches over. We're drawing that navel back and in, little arch through the chest, lift the heart center. Good, hands sweep back, big breath out. Pull the shoulder blades together, leaning forward. Again, we're feeling those glutes come to life. We're gonna wind open all the way out to reverse warrior. So through warrior two, big warrior stance. Back heel is flat, and you take the top arm all the way up and over. Good. Arms reach back out as you inhale, release, turn all 10 toes to the side and bind those hands together behind your back. Pull your knuckles down, lift your gaze up. Prepare here, and then a nice big wide leg, Prasarita Padottanasana, forward fold. If your head touches the ground, try not to put much pressure there. Just let it set down softly. You can stay in this shoulder stretch for a few more breaths, or those of you who are comfortable and ready for a headstand, release your hands. In this particular headstand setup, if your head is on the ground, you could do this one where your hands go around the back side and interlace, and then you work on taking your feet up from there. Otherwise, slide your hands into tripod position. You should be able to see your elbows, and then you can just work slowly. Maybe one knee comes on the back of one arm and then the other. This, my friends, is a headstand. You don't have to go all the way up for it to count, right? Anytime your head is below your heart, you're getting the same benefits of an inversion. If you do want to go all the way up, take it all the way up. Just an option. Otherwise, just breathing, keeping the shoulders loose. If you're not on your head, then keep it nice and soft. Headstands, give it another big breath there. And then start coming down to meet us when you're ready. We're all gonna end up upside down with 2 feet on the ground, and walk your hands back around to the front. Now, once you get here, let's really, really, really work this right foot, like way out there as far as you can. Turn your toes out a little bit and drop down on your back knee. So see how far, this is bigger than runner's lunge, right? Way bigger. And then you might try one or both elbows here. And it's just a slightly different version. This is another variation of a posture called grasshopper. You know, like one big grasshopper leg out here to the side. If there's tension in the back of the neck, let it go. You might just be here on your palms, and that's okay too. If it feels okay to drop this left hip bone a little bit and twist, you sure can, but don't go too far. We don't want to put too much pressure here on the outside along the right IT band or piriformis, and we definitely don't want to pull anything too far out of whack in the low back or the hip flexors. So you'll find a spot that feels pretty good. Stick with that. Yeah, it's just a little twisting, real gentle. 3, 2, and 1. All right, I had a request for this pose, and I have to be honest with you. In a week, I'm going to be 41, so I'm not sure if I can pull this one off, but we'll give it a whirl. This nice deep stretch is going to help you open up here, and it's going to give you a little bit of room to think about working into an arm balance here. And this particular arm balance is called Kaundinyasana. This is version A, I think, of the pose. And to start thinking about this pose, we're just going to rock the hips a few times. Notice I brought this foot in a little bit. And I'm just going to rock a couple times forward and back. Keep trying to get things loosened up on both sides. And then when you are ready, you're going to drop your right shoulder and just see how close you might be able to get to getting your shoulder somewhere underneath your knee. And if it's not going to happen, no biggie. Just put your hands here, drop your head. You can push into your palms and make a little cat stretch there, and that generally feels pretty good. Or you can just take a breather here and watch. If you can get down there pretty low, then you're going to plant your hands exactly where they would go, or as close to chaturanga as possible. Come off your back knee for a moment, hold that stretch. See how that feels. If you rock your weight back a little bit and it feels like perhaps you could pick up this front leg, pick it up. That's plenty right there, right? Otherwise, squeeze those elbows in tight. See if you can come off that back leg as well. And breathe. 3, 2, and then on 1, as fancy of a release as you can, back to chaturanga, swing that leg. Whoo, lower down. It's pretty hard to teach arm balance poses to yourself in this format, right? Like I can't see you guys, so hopefully you're laughing somewhere out there at how ridiculous some of this shit is, because it really is. You just have to laugh. Don't get hung up on it. It's more fun if you just laugh about it, and somewhere in having a lighthearted response, you'll surprise yourself one day. I guarantee you. Left leg up when you're ready. Okay, we're gonna get through this flow and then that's it. We'll drop it down after that and relax. If you want to do a little hip opening or anything else here in your three-legged dog, go for it. And then we start with a slow step through to a lunge. Want to make sure that we're steady in this first lunge here. Foot right between the hands, arms come up on your inhale. Good. Anjaneyasana. Drop your center of gravity a little bit lower. I'm really pushing through my back heel here. Keep yourself anchored in both feet. Hands sweep back, shoulder blades pull together, low belly lifts in. 3, 2, we're going to warrior in reverse. That means warrior 2 on the way. And then tilt the posture back and stretch all the way down the left side of your body. 3, 2, 1. Stand up, straighten out. Swing those arms wide as you pivot your toes around. Second side grip. Hands come behind, other thumb goes on top. All the fingers lace one knuckle over. So Should feel a little awkward. Go ahead and roll the shoulders back, the heart comes up. There we go. And take your dive down. All right, so you know, you've got some options. You've got some time to just kind of do what feels good to you here. You can stay in the shoulder stretch, turn your gaze. You can drop your hands. Maybe you want to work on those headstands again. You could work a little bit of popping up here as well if you're a handstand person or you're handstand curious. You can work on just kind of hopping your feet up, right? Even if you don't really go that far, just think about getting your butt up in the air. Another thing that we rarely work on and often forget about is maybe you want to slide your feet out and think about those kind of center splits. It's called Samakonasana. Wherever you're at, keep breathing for another 5. And this can be center splits, right? You don't have to go all the way down to the ground. I mean, let's be honest. Unless, you know, you're a professional dancer or you're in some kind of profession where you really work on your splits every single day, most of us, this is going to be a bit of a challenge, but same thing, we're still getting the benefit without having to go into the full expression. And if you are comfortable here, you have a really big splits practice, yay, good for you. Stay a little longer if you want. The rest of us are going to start thinking about moving on. So we'll come to the hands, we'll work the feet back in a little bit, and then we're just going to walk it around. And as we come around, let's get that left foot out there really wide. Yeah, so take it much further out than you would for a normal low lunge, and then turn your toes out a little bit. So I'm going to scoot over so you can kind of see there. That's the position of the foot. Angled out slightly. And that's going to allow you to drop in here. I'm not pushing on this knee. I'm just gently putting my hand here as a soft reminder to try to relax. Relax these muscles. At the same time, I'm trying to let my right frontal hip bone and just drop a little closer to the ground as well. A couple of big breaths might help with that. And if you know that that's where you're just going to kind of stay, you just stay right there. If you're thinking you might work into some of these next poses, you are going to bring the foot in a little bit closer now, because we have to have a close enough relationship between the shoulder and the knee to think about getting underneath it here, right? Okay, I'm going to warn you guys. My left side is always my harder side for me. It's trickier, and I've had more injuries on this side of my body. So I have to work much slower, and sometimes I don't get the same result as the right. It's often a little bit more of a mental struggle for me. And so that's okay, right? You know, if something doesn't feel right, I'm not going to go for it. But so far, everything's feeling pretty good here. I'm getting a little bit further underneath with each breath. So I'm going to try taking that right knee off the ground. And I'm going to rock my weight here. See how that feels. Okay, good. And then if you should decide to go, swing underneath of there, start to squeeze your left leg around your shoulder. Send it out to the side, good. That feels pretty good. If you can, get that back foot up off the ground for a moment, go for it. In my body today, I don't think I need to lift my back foot. I think this is plenty. I'm just gonna stay right here and work on building the strength for a few breaths. And then I'll release, swing that leg back. And lower lower down. Wherever you are, you can take it back and through. Meet us for a final vinyasa. Whew. Make sure you get all of that last down dog just to reset the spine, the neck, the shoulders, all the way down through the backs of your legs. And then come on through, jump it to a seat. All right, we're gonna keep things really simple here at the end. We're gonna stretch into a forward fold. We're gonna lie down for a real quick spinal twist and relax. So, come on out into Paschimottanasana, any version, as far into a forward fold as you'd like to go. Remember that you are in control of your breathing, so right here, right now is the time to slow it back down. Yay. We did it. All right, come on up. Pull your navel in tight, round out your low back a little bit. I'm gonna turn, you guys just stay exactly where you're at. And let's hollow out from the belly. Keep those strong core muscles engaged as you come slowly, slowly, slowly. One vertebra at a time, all the way down. And when you hit the ground, arms come up and over. Nice big stretch here. All right, grab your right knee, give it a quick squeeze. Take it across your body for just a momentary twist. And unwind and switcheroo. Right leg out long, left knee comes in. I go across the body once more. Now you can start to let your breathing really come back to its own natural rhythm. Okay, unwind. If both knees feel like they need a quick squeeze together, go for it. And then release and let yourself find whatever your favorite version of Shavasana might be. Hi babe, bye babe. It will relax. Always seems to help me if I just sigh out a couple of these last breaths out through your mouth. Find some stillness. As your body settles in here, scan through one more time from the top of your head down to the very tips of your toes. And notice if there's any place where you still feel like you might be hanging on just a little bit. And do your best to focus on that place and relax. Relax your muscles, relax your bones, relax your tendons. Relax your skin. Relax the energy in and around your body. You are welcome to please stay. Don't get up, just relax a little bit longer right where you're at. I just want to have enough time here to let everybody know. So I did modify the schedule slightly this week. We're doing everything on Instagram just because the weather does not look all that favorable for outside yoga, especially at night. So I am going, this is it for today. I'll teach 10 o'clock tomorrow morning here and 6:30 Ashtanga also on Instagram. And then Thursday through Saturday, I don't usually teach on Sunday anyway. I'm going to take those 3 days off and just really focus on making sure I get everything ready at the studio and having a little bit of time for myself to just set my brain and be absolutely ready for 10 straight weeks through with everybody that's taking class at the studio starting next week. And I'm so excited about it. I do have a couple spots left, especially for this 10 a.m. slot in the morning. So if you're interested in doing in person, let me know within the next few days. Otherwise, starting next week, Monday through Friday morning, we'll still be right here on Instagram, although I'll be live streaming and teaching at the same time. So there might be moments where I'm not always exactly on the camera because I'll be teaching to other people as well. So just a slight adjustment to get used to, but I think we'll be okay. So there you have it. Have a wonderful Tuesday. I'll see you very soon. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And if you have questions or you want to try to sneak in on classes, I still got some space for you. So I'd be happy to fit you in. All right. See everybody soon. Namaste.